After the world told him it made no sense, Christian von Koenigsegg did something dangerous. He stopped asking where a hypercar should be built and started asking why it needed permission at all. In the early 1990s, the supercar world was closed, guarded, and elitist. Ferrari, Lamborghini, McLaren, these were not just car companies, they were institutions. Built on decades of racing history, massive budgets, and unspoken rules about who was allowed to compete. Christian had none of that. He was a young man in Sweden with no formal automotive backing, no university pipeline, and no permission from the industry he wanted to enter. But what he did have was obsession. He studied cars the way others studied scripture. Every curve, every intake, every mechanical compromise hidden beneath polished bodywork. Christian began sketching relentlessly, not for show, not for approval, but to answer a single question. What would the perfect car look like if nothing was inherited and nothing was accepted by default? There was no blueprint to follow, so he made his own. While established manufacturers refined old ideas, Christian questioned everything. Why should a supercar be heavy? Why should performance be compromised for tradition? Why should innovation wait for permission? At an age when most people were still trying to find their footing, Christian was attempting something that bordered on absurd. He wanted to build a car that could stand beside the world's best without any of their advantages. Friends were skeptical, investors were cautious, industry veterans dismissed him quietly. Sweden was known for safety, for practicality, for sensible engineering. It was not known for hypercars. That alone should have stopped him. But Christian believed that distance from the traditional centers of power was not a weakness, it was freedom. He wasn't constrained by legacy. He wasn't bound by old manufacturing habits. He wasn't afraid to be wrong. He spent nights studying materials, aerodynamics, and mechanical layouts, not through corporate simulations, but through trial, error, and relentless curiosity. Every decision came with risk. Every mistake came with a cost he could barely afford. There were moments when progress felt invisible, when sketches stayed on paper, when ideas collapsed under real-world physics. But Christian did not retreat. Instead, he refined his thinking, simplified where others overcomplicated, pushed where others hesitated. This was not rebellion for attention, it was rebellion for precision. He wasn't trying to impress the industry, he was trying to outthink it. Slowly, something changed. The dream began to take physical shape, not as a finished car, not even as a complete design, but as proof that the impossible could be touched. Christian had crossed a line. He was no longer imagining a hypercar, he was preparing to build one. And that decision changed everything. Because once the idea leaves your head and enters the real world, excuses disappear, mistakes become visible, and reality becomes unforgiving. What came next would test him harder than doubt ever could. With almost no money, no factory, and no safety net, Christian attempted what many thought was madness. He began work on his first real prototype. And that moment marked the end of dreaming and the beginning of survival. In the next episode, Episode 4, The First Prototype, the creation of Koenigsegg's earliest prototype and the brutal reality of building a supercar with almost nothing.